Hi guys, welcome back to next SamDjanShow. 10 to who could play Batman in DCU, so it's going to. Welcome back to next SamDjanShow. We're talking about pop culture today. I'm talking about who could play Batman in DCU. For you don't get to subscribe and click the like button. So then talking about who could play Batman in DCU. Now obviously we're getting Batman in DCU, Brave and the Bold, and Michelle's directing. I don't know who's writing it. I hope his Joker died. And he might show up in Clayface. So I have 12 actors who could play Batman. So let's start. First I have Ben Affleck. He already played Batman. Yes, I get it. This one is unlikely, but I wouldn't mind if he come back. Maybe a crisis movie. I don't think he'll come back for the DC. I don't think they're using a script, which he's the only Batman that didn't get a solo movie. But he came back for the Flash, but that was like a few scenes. I don't think he'll write, produce, and then star in a movie. And I think he's too old now. I think he's like 50. Yeah, he's 52 years old. So yeah, I think he's too old now. I just put it there just as like. Next we have Lee Pace. You know Lee Pace, he was in Pushing Daisies and he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He played Ronan DQ. I don't see it. I think he's a bit too old now. I don't see it. I don't see him as Batman. He's 46. Okay, let's get Robert Pattinson. I know Robert Pattinson is a bit unlikely because he's already Batman in Matt Reeves' universe. Some people want to see Batman. I don't know. He's 39, so I don't know. I'd have to do Batman 1, 2. He does story, and then I don't know. I don't want him as a DC Batman. I say just keep him separate. Next we have Scott Eastwood. Now Scott Eastwood was already in the DCU. He was in Suicide Squad. Scott Eastwood, he's 39. I think he's a bit too old, and I don't see him. Maybe Armie Hammer. When it was Armie Hammer, Nicholas Hoult, and Robert Pattinson. I wanted Armie Hammer, which thank God we didn't get Armie Hammer. We got Robert Pattinson, but. Next we have Henry Cavill. Now, Henry Cavill played Superman, and people saying he could play, but I don't see him as Batman. I think he's a bit too big. And I feel like everyone knows him as Superman. I don't think he'll go and play Batman. I mean, he'll Ben Affleck play Batman and Superman Hollywood line, but I don't see it. I think people saying Green Arrow, I don't know, maybe Captain Adam or something, I don't know. Or maybe he plays Superman in a multiverse movie. Next we have Ben Barnes. Ben Barnes is 43. He was in Chronicles of Narnia, Punisher, The Institute Shadow and Bone. And yeah, I don't see him as Batman. Maybe Bruce Wayne. I don't see him as Batman, but Henry Cavill's also 42. Ben Barnes is, I think, he's 43. And yeah, let's have Jake Gyllenhaal. Now people are considering Jake Gyllenhaal. I think Jake Gyllenhaal might be too old. Maybe he could play Batman. I don't know about Bruce Wayne. He's 44. I think he's a bit too old. He was in Donnie Darko. He played Mysterio, Roadhouse, in the MCU. And I don't see Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he's a bit too old. Winston Duke. I know this one happened. He said he would want to play Batman. Winston Duke was in the MCU. Plays M'Baku. He's 38. He was also in the Fall Guy Spencer Comics. I don't see him being Batman. Let's have Lee Pet. Who's this actor? Winston Duke. Oh, I forgot. I don't know who this actor is. But yeah, I can see him. Unless you got Glenn Powell. Now Glenn Powell, I think he could have done it. I don't see him as Batman. I think he could have been a good Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, but obviously he's gone to Carl Chandler. He's 36. I really wanted him to be Green Lantern. Like a young Green Lantern, which I'm still mad we're getting an older Hal Jordan, but I'll see. I'm looking for that show. I think he probably, maybe he can play Booster Gold. Maybe he could be Batman. Oh, I know who he is, Brendan Sklenar. I think Brendan Sklenar, I think he's probably the best Batman. I think he could probably play. I've seen him in Yellowstone. Is that where he's from? Yeah. He's around the same age as David Coins, but he's only 35. He's in the Ends With Us job, Midway, The Housemaid. He's going to be 923. And I see in 923, I think he can pull off Bruce Wayne and Batman really well. So I think he's probably my top pick on Batman. That's what Alan Richardson. Oh, this is a popular fan cast. Alan Richardson, he was in Blue Mountain State. He was in Titans. He did play Aquaman and Smallville. I feel like with him, I think he's a bit too. I think he's a bit too old. I think he's a bit too big. I've seen him in Reacher, and he's in Fast X as well. I think he's a bit too old. Maybe Captain Atom, he could play Captain, or maybe he could play Shazam. Let's have Jensen Ackles. This is also a popular one. Jensen Ackles. He plays Soldier Boy. He was in Supernatural. I think he played him in Under the Red Hood. He voiced him. I don't know, but in the DC movies, he was in Tracker, and yeah, he's 47. Maybe I think he's a bit too old. Maybe 10 years ago, maybe I would have seen it. But my top choice is Brendan Scanlon. I think he might get it. I don't know. I think James Gunn has commented on it, which I think he could be a bit Batman. But yeah, guys, so much our videos. My next one.